Question 8, Part A. Simplify A times B times 7. When we simplify with algebra and there's multiplication, we leave the multiplication sign out. We put the number first and then put the letters in alphabetical order. If you had decided to put 7BA, that would be fine. It would get you the mark. It's just not normally the way we write it. And in the same way, if you wrote A 7B, you didn't put the number first, that would also gain you the mark. But normally 7AB is what gains you the mark in the most easiest manner. Part B, simplify y times y times y. So we can leave the times signs out and you could write y, y, y. Now that wouldn't get you the full marks because you need to know if you're multiplying the same letter or number with itself, we use our powers. And because there are 3 y's being multiplied together, we write y to the power of 3, and that's the only way of getting this mark. And part C, simplify fully E times E times E times F over E times F times F. Now there are a few different ways of doing this. Probably the easiest way is to say, well, if there's an F on the top and an F on the bottom, because everything's being multiplied, they can cancel out. And if there's an E on the top and an E on the bottom, they can cancel out. And I've got another E and that E, and they can cancel out. So I have a lot of things cancelled out, and I'm going to end up with E over F as my answer. Another way of doing it would be to say, well, E times E times E is E cubed, and then I've got an F. E times E is E squared, and then F squared. Now because it says simplify fully, that's a hint you may need to do more than one step. Well, E cubed on the top of the fraction and E squared on the bottom. 3 take 2 is 1. And then F squared on the bottom and F on the top. And you can see I get the same answer irrespective of how I do it. Finally, occasionally, people might write it as E to the F minus 1. If the F is on the bottom of the fraction, it can become minus 1 as a power on the top. In terms of marks, when I had crossed out the correct number of E's and F's, I would have got 1 mark, or when I wrote the fraction without the time sign, so E cubed F, that would have picked me up that same first mark as well. And the second mark, obviously, is for the correct answer.